Hello today, and I'm going to show you how to install Windows 10 on your PC or laptop. So first things first we have to do is make sure that your boot settings are set to boot from disk or your DVD drive, CD drive or whatever. If you're booting from a USB drive, then make sure in your BIOS settings or your boot settings that it's set to boot on one of them first. We are using a disk, so we have set it to boot from disk first, but all computers are different, so you have to make sure you have that set. So once that's done, we can get on with it. I am using well, it ain't an emulator, but it's a virtual computer, let's say that. I am using VM VirtualBox, but it works the same way. So first things first, let's start it. So boot from, yeah, you've got to make sure you boot from disk. You push the space bar or whatever. So now it's going to load from the disk. Yeah, it takes you to a menu eventually. It takes about a minute to boot up. Well, not boot up, just go to the settings. I don't know, for some reason every time I record it slows down for something. I don't know why. Oh no, it hasn't this time. It's going at normal speed. I have done a few test recordings of this just to make sure it works, and it does. Yeah, I think we're all right now. So first thing that we got to do is language to install, English United States. There is no other language, so you have to. Time and currency format, then we can choose that for our own country. We're going to choose that United Kingdom, and that's keyboard and input method United Kingdom. You can change that, but we're going to keep it on United Kingdom. So then we click next. Then this is going to be a clean install, not an upgrade, so we go to install now. So setup is starting, so this will take you to your setup menu. So this is important actually, if you're doing a clean install. Yeah, as I said, all computers are different, and obviously different settings, but basically do it this way. So if you've got a product key, you're obviously gonna have to put it in there before you start the installation, but as this is just a test, we're not going to bother, so we'll skip that. So then you can choose whatever Windows you brought. So we got Windows 10 Pro, and make sure whatever architecture it is. We are using, as I said, we're using a virtual PC. So if you've got a real PC, you'll most probably be a 64-bit anyway, but if it's an older PC it might be a 32-bit, and that will be x86 depending what version you brought. So as I say, most PCs now are 64-bit, and the architecture will be x64. So we'll just say we got Pro, so we click next. So wait a little bit longer, or wait a little bit. So then you all that technical, well not technical, it's all legal jargon, so we just click that and click next. So this is what you got to do: custom install Windows only advanced. So you click that. So now this is very important. So obviously was a operating system on there before, so what we got to click is delete. Yep, and delete this one. So click OK. Now you've got to make sure it says drive 0 unallocated space. So this will now install Windows on that drive, but you've got to make sure it says drive 0 unallocated space. Then you're ready to go, and we'll just click next, and away it goes. This will probably take a few minutes to do, probably take about 10 minutes maybe to install the files. So when that's done, I will come back Right, now it's finished taking all the files from the disk. Now it's going to reset. You can push reset if you want, it doesn't matter. So now it's going to, I think it's just going to configure the files. Don't push any button because you don't want to boot from the disk now, because it's going to boot from the hard drive, and just let it do its thing until it comes up with something. It comes up with more options and things you got to do, and just follow the instructions. What I'll do, I'll show you what I usually do. Right, so I think it's gonna take a little while at this stage. Yeah, now it's going to get your devices ready, but because this being virtual PC, there's probably going to be nothing to get ready. Usually it don't take that long. Obviously, depending on your computer's speed. Obviously, it's a quick PC and you've got a solid state drive. Yeah, obviously, it takes it'd be a lot quicker. Right, so now it's time to enter the product key. As I said before, if you got a product key, you should have done that earlier. I don't know why it's asking again, but we'll click on do this later. Going too fast. So basically, read that. What I usually do, use express settings. So then in just a moment, then it'll just go through more. Just ask you a few things. If you want to set up a Microsoft account, which I never do, because I've got yes, I do have a Hotmail account, but you don't have to put all that in. It just, if you just want to basically just want to install it quickly, just go through it and don't bother doing any setup of Microsoft accounts. I just don't see the point of it unless you want to. So we just wait a moment. Right, so it's probably going to set up more stuff. I'm just going to set up things, you know, your apps and all that. Oh, getting critical updates. So this could take a while. Yep. So basically we'll come back when it's done this. Right, now it's installing updates. Back in a moment. So what I'll gather, it's going to reset. Nope. Oh yeah, it's resetting. So still don't ever push the button or any button again, so it boots from the CD, because then you have to go through all that installation again. Right, who owns this PC? What I usually do, I own it. Click next. So it'll just take you through all different questions, just answer them. And I think it's also, you can set your stuff up as well. Right, make it yours. So what we're going to do, you can put your email or phone in there and your password, but we're just going to skip this step. So who's going to use this PC? You just type in your name or whatever. You can enter a password if you want, but I'm not going to bother. So I think that's it. Just going to set more stuff up, and I think we're virtually there. This won't take long. Yeah. So after it's done this, it might do a final reset, and that will be it. I think that's Windows 10 fully installed. This also works the same way as Windows Vista, Windows 7 and Windows 8. It was basically similar to this. If you want to install one of those operating systems, also it will, well, the first bit is the same, I think, but if you're thinking about Windows XP, that was a totally different installation. Might cover that, I don't know, because I don't think anyone really uses Windows XP anymore. So yeah, that's basically how you install Windows 10, taking care of a few things. So it shouldn't take that long. Here we go. So that's Windows 10 installed. Do you want to allow your PC to this? Well, that's up to you. But there might be additional drivers you might have to install, like your sound card and other devices. But if you've got the drivers for them, you shouldn't have any problems. Anyway, this is Windows 10 installed. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.